I asked on Twitter and Facebook and Tumblr for some suggestions on what you would like me to talk about, and a lot of you had some very good suggestions, but I am going to table those until Friday because I want to talk about community. A few weeks ago I made some videos about YouTube and its problems and what we as a community can do to get around that, how we could build something that's even better. Part of that was to assert that petitioning YouTube to make changes is a bad idea because it implies that they are in charge of the way that we interact with one another, and I stand by that. But I've talked to some people about what it would be like to build up a YouTube alternative, something that we could own ourselves and manage all the videos, and it would just be perfect. So as an experiment, I tried to look at what it would cost to replace YouTube's functionality. So what would it take for us to be able to process the videos, plus the cost of hosting all of the videos in their various sizes, plus then on top of that, the cost of distributing them to everywhere, which means we have to have the actual files on a bunch of different locations across the world, plus a small design and development team to create the site and maintain it once it's live. Plus then, of course, you've got people that violate copyright, so you need to make sure that you have a legal department that can handle all of those problems that are going to start flooding in. And on top of that, you're going to need a sales team because, well, you could just use Google AdSense to traffic all of the ads. You're not going to be able to make enough money to pay that legal department that we just talked about. So you need a sales team to sell higher priced advertisements. So if you were to hire a small sales team, you could potentially make enough to even those costs out. And the result for something that could host and distribute videos without giving the creator any percentage of the ad revenue, because frankly, we just can't afford it yet. For 1 year of operations, we would need to raise about $16 million. I just don't have that. So what if we were to build a different site, something that wrapped around YouTube but meant that YouTube was still hosting all of the video content? Well, I played around with that. I spent days working on a prototype, and their API is a little weird. They have limitations. You can have 50 million units done a day, and they don't really tell you what a unit is. It basically just means the amount, some arbitrary amount of work that they've done on their end to get you the data that you're asking for. So I built something that could do just the simplest of things. Give me a sub box that shows every video from every person that I am subscribed to. And doing that once took about 40,000 units out of the 50 million per day that you're allowed. Of course, every time I want to refresh my subscription feed, I would have to use another 40,000 units, and you can see how this becomes a problem if it's more than just me using it. So, let's look at some alternatives for interacting with one another. We could try Facebook, though they do filter out your subscription feeds. In fact, they started doing that before YouTube did. Twitter is great, though. If you're following enough people, it's really easy to miss things. Personally, I have a bunch of Twitter lists, and I will go and check those lists, and those ones I make sure that I read everything, and it's, you know, a small subset of the people that I'm following, and then my homepage is just, I don't know. Maybe I'll see it, maybe I won't. It's just kind of a scrolling news feed. It's like the ticker on CNN. Tumblr, I still haven't figured out. It is way too easy to miss stuff. I like the community. It reminds me of being 16 and having a live journal, but beyond that, it's not a great way to ensure that we're able to interact with one another. Reddit, actually, you know what? Reddit would be perfect. Their comment system is the best in the world, and it would be a great way to keep in touch. The problem is that people like going to the things that they go to. People are already on Facebook. They're already on YouTube. They don't want to go to a whole other place to get this thing. So you can't just force people. If you were all already Reddit users, this would be easy. So let's step back from social media. How about just email? I have a newsletter. Some of you see it. Actually, what I've discovered is that Gmail, with their new tabs, has decided that anything that goes to a mailing list goes under the promotion tab. So if you didn't see my last newsletter, it may be there. And if you don't see it for any other reason, let me know and we will get it sorted out. Because I want to be able to talk to you. I don't know what the best solution is, but I do know that it is becoming increasingly important to maintain the connections that we already have. And so, in that vein, I'm going to recommend that you check out this person that I found that I like, called Alex Bragdon. He makes videos every day. That's insane. I'm insane, and I don't make videos every day. But I don't know. If you have suggestions for how we can be a better community, let me know. I'm racking my brain. I'm trying to figure things out. This is what I've come up with so far.